My name is Ben Trockman. I'm a 2014 grad from the University of Southern Indiana, and I'm currently the Evansville Region Director for the Orr Fellowship. I have to say that there was never really a question after my injury that I would attend college and that I would continue moving forward in my education and my life after my injury. Sure, there were times that, we wanted to kind of lick our wounds and give up and slow down. But my parents, my grandparents, my support system of people, it's not that it was an expectation to continue my education, but it's more of an internal fire and really desire to accomplish and achieve. And I think that I knew as a young person that if I wanted to be successful, especially in my new body and my new life, that I needed to have a little bit further education. And so there was never really a time that I ever questioned that, a trip to USI for a few years was in my future. It was that internal thrive and desire, if you will, to continue moving forward for my career. To become more inclusive, to become more accessible, there's not a playbook that you need to study or have. I would say it's pretty simple. And it's a terminology that I actually picked up from a former executive at Walgreens, and it's called ATP, and the acronym is Ask the Person. And I think that goes a long way when it comes to accessibility or inclusion. It's just quite simply ask. And so if you're a professor out there or you're someone who is wanting to make, whether it's a company or your classroom, more accessible, ask the people that you're working with, ask the students with disabilities that are in your classroom, what can you do to be more inclusive? And they'll tell you, and work together to accomplish whatever is necessary. So when in doubt, ATP. One thing I regret in my experience at USI is not getting more involved in clubs and campus life. I was spending a lot of time volunteering on different boards. I had a really great relationship with local Easter Seals, where I served in a couple different capacities. But I really, if I could go back and change the way that I spent my time on campus, I would get more involved and make more relationships with individuals on campus. There is so much going on campus, so many different clubs and activities. And when I look back, a decade into my professional career, I think that it's something that I really value is my involvement and my people skills, if you will, and building relationships with individuals across the city. And so when I look back, USI is such a great intimate place where you have the opportunity to interact with so many people of so many different backgrounds. There's a lot of great things happening out on campus. And so when I think back on what I've accomplished in my professional career, I was a little timid when I was in college. And if I could tell myself 10, 15 years ago to get more involved, I certainly would, because there are a lot of great opportunities and great people out there on campus. I would say that one of the most impactful strategies, initiatives that helped me throughout my college journey was quite simply, again, nothing real complicated. It was people. I had a number of really wonderful professors, from my speech class professor to my radio and television broadcasting professor to some history professors, people that believed in me and coached me along the way. I even had a biology teacher that was one of my biggest fans, and let me tell you, I was not good in biology. But it's people, and that comes back to campus being a supportive place. But you've got to invest. Your emotion, your time, your mindset to make those connections with professors, make connections with the people. And so I would say, what was the greatest? What was there a moment that made things more a little easier? Was there something special that happened? I would say that at the end of the day, it's the relationships and it's the people of the university. Sometimes individuals with disabilities like myself try and seem or make it look like life isn't tough and everything's going okay, and we got this. I wish that more people knew that individuals with disabilities on campus in the community need friends and relationships and interactions just like everyone else. And I don't think this is a novel idea. I don't think that this is something that is earth-shattering, but when I think about my time on campus, seeing individuals out and about, we're young and we're trying to achieve, and we're trying to keep up on our coursework, and we're trying to attend events. I think it's important to remember that people with disabilities are people, and people need relationships, and those relationships need tending to. And so when if I could say that there's one big thing about understanding people with disabilities on campus, it's that we're just like everybody else, and we're looking to have a good experience and a good time and make some really great relationships. If I were to give some advice to new screaming eagles, I would strongly recommend that you get involved, that you live life a little slower and soak up every moment in your experience. I would advise you to make great connections with your professors, your instructors, some of the staff on campus, because each day, each class, each experience is an opportunity to build a relationship that might last forever. It's an opportunity to create a support system that might right now provide something that's very important for you to be successful, but also a decade from now might be someone that you call upon for some advice or a question or connect with. And so if I were advising my young self or advising a young student that's just starting on campus at USI, get involved. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to meet people, to introduce yourself. Sometimes that's the biggest barrier, is being a little timid. We're all nervous, man. It's we're all living one life. And so go out there, have a good time, connect with people, create relationships that last. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself, and don't be afraid to ask a couple of questions, because you never know where that might lead. And good luck to you.